Hello everyone, Happy New Year! January 1st, 2021. Let's get this year started right. And why not start it by talking money? Stay tuned for how to budget on an erratic income. I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I was going to do a video on how to manage your budget when your income is not steady or the same every time. This is new to me. I don't really deal with this because my income is a set amount every 2 weeks. This time around, I am going to be laid off this year. For those of you who don't already know, I'm currently a part-time reseller once I get laid off to become full-time. What I'm doing today is I'm going to cover how to do a budget. At least this is my method that I'm going to try when I start doing this on a self-employment or a non-specific, non-fixed income budgeting. The very first step is to list down all of your payments that go out on a monthly basis. That would be anything that's due monthly, whether it's a light bill, internet, mortgage. Also make a list of non-monthly expenses. I call those sinking funds. So like if you have to set money aside every month for something that's due in December. So for example, if you like want to save for a car, you set a goal, what that is, and divide that total goal by the number of months. And that's how much you need to save every month. So that is something you'll need to do as well. And let me show you what I've done on paper. You can do this in Excel as well, but what I've done in paper to start with. So this is just an example of what you do on a monthly basis. Simply put, I just list here what account the funds come out of. If you have auto debit set up, I prioritize them by what I need to pay first before anything else. I listed what it is, the due date of the month, what the estimated amount due would be, and then I can go back each month that it occurs, fill in what the actual is, and check it off if it's been paid. This may be different for you than it is for me, but I'm going from a fixed income to an income where I don't know what my pay will be. So what I'm going to do at the beginning of the month, I have a balance in my account of all of those bills that I just showed you, plus what I need to set aside each month for my sinking funds. So I'm basically pre-funding my checking account with all the money that I need in order to pay all of the bills for the month. So I'm starting with a clean slate, but I'm also starting with a fully funded month budget. So let's take a look at how I'm doing that. So I want to keep my money in my bank account. I don't want to take it out. If it's money that I'm setting aside for savings, I'd like to keep it in a savings account and earn a little bit of interest while it sits there. I don't want to have cash in my pocket or in an envelope. And I'm about to show you envelopes and how I'm going to use these envelopes from month to month. So let's look at that. It sounds elementary and maybe childish, I don't know. But I needed money because I didn't want to use real money. So I took this. This is in cardstock. It's just copy paper that's different colors. I did this because I didn't have any Monopoly money, which is what I really wanted to do. Okay, and all I did was I was going to do labels, but I didn't. So I just basically created a template and cut the paper, measured it and cut it. And I made individual pieces. That's what I have here. And I did the same thing for some green ones. And you'll see on some of these, I just put the dollar value. I created envelopes. They're all the same. So like this one you see here, this one obviously is for water. Now you can write on here what the amount is, but I put on a sticky because I may have the amount change. And these are just examples only. I put $60 here, and what I did is in the envelope, I put denominations to total 60. So, and the reason why it's 55 plus 5 ones is because sometimes it's $53 or $57. So this gives me a chance to have the proper denominations. These bills represent the amount of money that I have in my account set aside for water, auto insurance, the sinking funds, internet. So you just come up with different things on what your actual bills are. $250 is what I'm allowing for food. Once I realize what that really is, it can go up or down just like any of these. Prioritizing which bill gets paid first is important. You'll see why shortly. For me, the first month is easy because I have fully funded all of these bills. So for example, let's just say on my food budget for the month, when I go out to eat, I'll just come in here. And if I spent $25, then I'll go in here and look at the proper denominations that I need. I take out the 20, and then I take out a 5, and then I put the rest in the envelope. So as these get empty, then I'll know how much money is left by what's actually in this envelope. This, if it were a bill or anything else, in this case, it's just money I spent on food, I'm going to put that in an envelope I made called paid. So I'm just going to put that in here. If the electric bill was budgeted for $125, but it was actually $25, you can see 1025. And if you don't have the right denominations, you can make your own money. Then this will go in the paid envelope with the other one. So all this will accumulate over time. I'm going to put the $100. And in this case, because this is a monthly bill, this is how much money I saved, $100. So now at the end of the month, this would be considered like income for me. Okay, so you'll just do that every time you have a bill that you pay. So as they pay, they come out of this envelope and get in this envelope. As I make money, I have an envelope for this month. So in January, I'll be pulling out of these. And the month of January, if I get money from sales, for example, because I'm doing reselling, then I will use the other color that I've created. So here I've got some green ones. So let's say eBay pays me $200 for the week. So then I could just take $200 right here. Okay. And I will just put that in my income envelope. And this is going to be set aside for next month. So let's say someone comes by and they buy something from me and they pay cash and it's $10. I'll put the $10 in here for that as well. If I get something from Mercari and I cash that out and it's $70, I'll pull out $70 from my stack of monies and I'll throw that in here as well. Next month, when February rolls around, what I have to do is prioritize these bills. These all will become empty. So anything left over in these envelopes gets moved over for the income for the next month, because I may not have a light bill as big as I budgeted. I will then just take the money from here and I will set it aside. And then I will start taking these envelopes that should is fully empty. Then it's supposed to be 50. So I'll take a 50 and put that 50 in here. So now I've covered the money. I've already been paid for it. Now all I have to do is just submit the payment. I hope this wasn't too confusing for you guys. I do plan on each of my videos, or as money comes and goes, to work on these and show in the video me pulling money out and putting it back in, so you can kind of follow along in the month and how I'm doing it. So that might make better sense. I tried to simplify this, but I'm really horrible at explaining things. Like I'm like, oh, it's really simple. But when I go to explain it, people look at me like, huh? And that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to confuse the situation. So I am starting with a full month of bills prepaid. And then next month, anything I make this month, I will use to pay next month's bills. So what I'm basically doing is living off of what I make this month for next month. So if I only make $1,000, then these all will not be funded. These will all, only the priority ones will be funded. So if mortgage was my first one and at $750, then I'll put that in my mortgage envelope. And with that example, if I really only made $1,000, that leaves me $250. Then I go to the next item on my list. For me, it's internet, because I have to have internet to do YouTube and to make sales. So then I go through and put the money for the internet in the internet envelope. And every month, that's how I do it. I personally have a savings, and you probably do as well. So if I'm short and unable to pay my obligations, then I will dip into my savings. Fingers crossed I don't really have to do that. Once you go through all your monthly bills, the only thing that should be left, like if you're short on cash, hopefully you can pay your monthly expenses, but that money you set aside monthly for the sinking funds that aren't really due, but will be later, you can just be in a deficit on that until the next month, and hopefully you'll make more. So whenever you have an abundance, just put that towards what you couldn't afford the prior month. I hope this helps you. It's an idea. I don't know if it's going to work. That's why I'm going to start it as of today. If you do have an income that's not fixed, let me know, how do you do your monthly budget if you don't always make enough to cover your bills, or you don't know what you're going to make? I imagine in the reseller community, there's going to be months where there's a good abundance of money coming in, and there's going to be some not so hot months. And I know to set that money aside. Thank you for watching this video. Comment down below and let me know how you do this. Do you think this will be helpful if you don't already do it? And let me know what you think. If you like this content, click subscribe here or below if you're not already. Don't forget to like it because it does help the YouTube algorithm. And I'm going to put a playlist of my daily vlogs here where, like I said, within those vlogs of what I'm doing, I will also work on the envelopes and show you that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.